Welcome to the online sessions of Renewable Energy Engineering. Myself Pravin Zinzala from Alger Institute of Engineering and Technology. In today's session, we will discuss about the solar pond, tilt factor and empirical equation. So throughout session we will discuss about the one of the applications of solar energy as like the solar pond. It is also used for storage of energy and also utilizations for the power generation, and we will also discuss about the solar radiation on tilt surface and also discuss about the empirical equation, means predictions of solar radiation. So let's start our session. First of all, we discuss about the solar pond, means it is the device used for the energy storage and also utilization for power generation. So we can also say that it is the applications of solar energy, or we can also say that it is the applications of solar thermal, or it is the direct applications of solar energy, means conversions of solar energy into the heat energy, and then after we can also utilize the heat energy for space heating, space cooling, solar refrigeration, solar air conditioning, or we can also utilize for power generation. Basic structure of the solar pond is as like this type. Solar pond is divided into three zones. First zone is upper, middle and lower zone. First zone is, we can also say it is the one types of convective, non-convective or storage zone. In first zone has a lower temperature, while in bottom zone has a higher temperature. So the bottom zone is also called a storage zone, means there are the heated water. So we can also utilize this energy for the space heating, space cooling, refrigeration or air conditioning as per our requirement. Whenever we supply this warm water to the evaporator, so we can also transfer the energy from bottom zone of solar pond to the evaporator. So evaporator will be evaporate the fluid. In general applications, in evaporator used as a brine solution or low melting point fluid for the easily evaporate. So whenever we supply the low melting point fluid to the evaporator, so it will be easily evaporate by utilizations of heat of the bottom zone of our solar pond, and it will be expands in turbine. So same is like the in our Rankine cycle. So turbine will be rotate, so it will be rotate the generator, and generator will be generate the electricity. After the generate, it will be passed to the heat exchanger, then it will be goes to the condenser. After the condensation, it will be goes to the heat in again in evaporator, and cycle will be repeated. Here the heat can be also utilized for the preheating by installing the intermediate heat exchanger. Here we require the condenser in Rankine cycle. So we can also provide the cold water from the upper zone of our solar pond. So by pumping, pump number 2, we can also supply the water to the condenser, and we can also condense the fluid. And again the warm water will be rejected into our solar pond. So this is our solar pond. This is the bottom zone, means it is one types of energy storage zone. So we can also utilize for the power generation. So this is about your solar pond, and this it can be also utilized for space heating, space cooling, refrigeration, air conditioning or different solar thermal application. Solar pond is also called one type of storage system because it stores the energy for short duration, and it can also utilize for power generation and other application. This is also practical model of solar pond. This is the structure of solar pond as like our swimming pool, divided into three zones: upper zone, middle zone and lower zone. From the lower zone near to 90-degree temperature we can also achieve. So from lower zone we can also supply the water by pump to our low boiling point fluid, or we can also say one types of evaporator, and then after again pass fluid to our solar pond. And then after the low melting point fluid easily evaporate, and it will be supplied to the turbine. Then after this is the condenser, and after that it will be passed to our evaporator, and fluid will be continuously rotated. For the cold water required for a condenser, we can also supply the water from our solar pond by the pump, and we can also cool the fluid. So this is the turbine, this is our generator. So this is the power output, means we can also generate the electricity by utilization of solar pond. Next topic is about solar radiation on tilled surface. Means almost solar application is installed at a tilt or installed at a angle facing to the south in our Indian region. Because in previous lectures, as like in solar geometry, we will also discuss about the perpendicular solar radiation or incident solar radiation. Solar radiation at a incidence or perpendicular means we can also utilize the maximum solar energy, and we also discuss about the solar geometry for the perpendicular solar radiation. Here the solar radiation on tilt surface. Now we will compare with horizontal surface and tilt surface. This is the horizontal surface, means this is our applications of solar or solar collector. Radiation on horizontal surface is equal to GB, means solar radiation on horizontal surface. This is the sun rays. This is the beam radiation or normal beam radiation. So angle between the sun radiation and our horizontal or perpendicular to our surface, it's called phi. And angle between the sun rays and our surface, it's alpha. Whenever we incline the surface or tilt the surface, so our angle will be beta, and beta may be vary according to the region of Earth's surface. It may be also near to the 25 to 45 degree something, depends upon the geometry or depends upon the application. Now we will consider the radiation received on any surface. So the GT means total radiation received on surface is equal to beam radiation plus GDT means diffuse radiation and GGT means ground reflected radiation, means this is the total radiation, beam radiation plus diffuse radiation plus ground reflected radiation. And we can also calculate the tilt surface or tilt factor, means it is the GBT, means this is the beam radiation of tilt surface is equal to normal radiation into cos theta. So from this equation we can also calculate GBT is equal to GBN into cos theta. So at a horizontal surface, beam radiation is equal to GBN into cos phi. So from this equation from the inclined surface or tilt surface, we can easily specify the GBT and GB. For the beam radiation, tilt factor is solar radiation on tilt surface divided by solar radiation on horizontal surface. So from the previous tilt surface, we can also say that GBT divided by GB is equal to cos theta divided by cos phi. Or we can also say that GBT is equal to GB into RB. Means RB means it is the tilt factor for beam radiation. And we can also say that this is the also second equations of tilt factor for beam radiation in terms of inclined surface, in terms of declination, or in terms of hours angle. So we can also say that this is the also second equation for tilt factor for beam radiation is equal to cos theta by cos phi is equal to sin L minus beta into sin declination plus cos L minus beta into cos declination into cos H means hours angle divided by sin L means it is the latitude, sin declination plus cos latitude, cos declination angle and cos hours angle. So we can also say that this is the second equation of tilt factor for beam radiation in terms of latitude, incline angle or tilt angle, declination and in terms of hours angle. This is the total tilt factor, means total radiation received on tilt surface divided by solar radiation on horizontal surface. So this is the final equations of total tilt factor. So total tilt factor means it is the summations of, this is the equation for beam radiation tilt factor, this is the equation for diffuse radiation of tilt factor, and this is the equations of reflected radiation tilt factor. So this is the beam radiation, this is the diffuse radiation tilt factor, and this is the reflected radiation tilt factor. So we can also say that total tilt factor is nothing but summations of tilt factor of beam radiation plus diffuse radiation and plus reflected radiation. So this is the final equation for tilt factor for total radiation. Next equation is empirical equation. Means it is one type of prediction equation. It is important for prediction of monthly average or monthly global radiation. If we are generally measuring the solar radiation by different instrument at a place where we want to install the solar equipment. So this is the best method for measurement of solar radiation. In some place it is not possible to directly measure, so we are generally taking the average radiation or average the surrounding solar radiation, and we are taking the average radiation. But some place where we cannot measure the radiation. Example, on the top of Himalaya, we cannot measure the solar radiation. So we can utilize the different equation as like the empirical equation for prediction of solar radiation. So this is about the empirical equation for predicting the monthly average global solar radiation. So this is the equation or ratio of equation. H dash is equal to monthly average of daily global radiation on horizontal surface at a location. So this is the specific location, and its value is kilojoule per meter square in per day. HO means it is the monthly average of daily global radiation on horizontal surface at the same location on clear days. Means HO, we are not considering any atmospheric condition as like the in weather condition due to the heavy rain or due to the cloudy atmosphere. So this is the ratio of monthly average daily global radiation on horizontal surface at a location to monthly average daily global radiation on horizontal surface at a same location on a clear day is equal to A plus B S dash divided by S maximum. Means S means sunshine hours. S maximum means it is the maximum sunshine hours. A and B is equal to constant. It may be also given in given example or given data. So the value for A for our Ahmedabad is 0.28 and B is equal to value for 0.48. So it may be also varied due to the location, and it is the constant. With the same, S dash means monthly average of sunshine hours per day at a location. S dash maximum is equal to monthly average of maximum possible sunshine hours per day at a location. Means sunshine hours available at a location divided by sunshine hour maximum possible, and AR recreation constant obtained by the data fitting. Calculations of HO0 has been simplified by the following equation. As like this is also final derivation equation for monthly average total radiation on clear days. 24 divided by pi into IAC. Means IAC, it is the solar constant, into square bracket 1 plus 0.033 cos 360 n divided by 365. Here small n is equal to numbers of day, or it's also called the Julian day number. Means we are calculating the numbers of day starting from 1st January into WS, means it is the hours angle, sin phi latitude angle, sin delta means declination angle, plus cos phi into cos delta into cos omega. So this is the final equations for the empirical equations for the clearly solar radiation. And then many book has a many empirical equation. So many authors also derive the empirical equation for different conditions. As like in our Indian geometry, many authors has a derived as like the Modi and Sukhatme equation. It is also applicable for our Indian region. Then after the Liu and Gard equation or Gerg and Gard equation. So there are the many equations used for empirical equation, and this is the equation also used for calculations of diffuse radiation. So this was about the empirical equations for predictions of solar radiation. Thank you.